Now we have learnt about the basic features of the cooperative society, and we have some merits of the cooperative organization or society. So first of all, there is a equality in voting status. As I have told you earlier that every member of the cooperative society will have equal voting right irrespective of their capital contribution. Suppose A has contributed rupees 10,000 and B has contributed rupees 80,000. Their vote will be equal. Both will have equal voting right. It doesn't matter that how much you have contributed capital. So there is a democratic setup in the cooperative society. Next point is limited liability. Whatever capital any member have contributed is the maximum limit which he will pay in case of loss. Suppose these are two members of a cooperative society, A and B. A has contributed rupees 10,000, B has contributed 80,000. In case of loss, the maximum loss borne by A will be 10,000 only, not beyond this. And by B only rupees 80,000. So that's why they have limited liability. They will not pay a single rupee from their personal property. Next point is stable existence. Why there is a stable existence? Because a cooperative society is not affected by the death, lunacy, insolvency, imprisonment, retirement, or admission. So, it is not affected by these factors, and anyone can join anytime and leave anytime if they desire so. Members may come, members may go, but the society will continue forever. It was created by law, means it is registered, and it will be ended by law also. So it have a long life, stable existence, and any problem to the members will not affect to the society. Next point is support from government. Because the cooperative society have a feature of service motive, they are serving the society by eliminating the middlemen, commission agents. So the government allow them some rebate in taxes, some subsidies also given by the government. Loans are granted by government at subsidized rate or low interest rate, and that's why it flourish more. So government support these type of societies. And last point is easy to form. It is very easy to form a cooperative society if we have 10, at least 10 persons, then we can get ourselves registered as a society, have a common purpose of serving the society in general, and the capital will be contributed by the members and they can get loan from banks also. One point I forgot is economical functioning. Economical functioning here means that they are already removing the commission agents and middlemen, and most of the functions are performed by the producers only or members only. They are directly involved in that particular process. It may be production or distribution or services. So there are less involvement of outside parties, therefore their operations are very economical, or we can say less costly. So they operate for the benefit of society by involving directly into the business. They operate it economically for the benefit of the society or for their organizations. So that's why they have the economical functioning. So these are the merits. If you have any doubt regarding any point, you can ask me. Thank you, students.